This is a production of PBS Charlotte.
The following episode of Charlotte Cooks is brought to you by Central Piedmont Community College and viewers like you. Thank you.
Coming up on this episode of Charlotte Cooks, we're making snacks, and more snacks. Hello and welcome to this edition of Charlotte Cooks. I'm Chef Pamela Roberts, and I am so excited for today's show because I have a very special guest joining me, and that is Chef Jill Aker Ray, and we're going to make snacks together because we're like the snack girls.
Yes, we are.
We love snacks.
We are. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm thrilled beyond belief that you are here.
Thank you.
I've watched you for a long time around Charlotte. You won't believe that, but I have.
I've been watching your show for a long time, so I can hardly believe that I'm on this side.
I'm glad you're on this side.
It.
I'm glad you're here. So we're going to make several things today. One of the first things we're going to make is
classic pimento cheese, the favorite Southern snack.
It is a fabulous Southern snack.
And it's so easy to make.
Let's tell them the rest of what we're going to make before we get started.
Okay.
We're going to start with pimento cheese, and then we're going to move to
crab rangoons with plum dipping sauce.
Fabulous. And then we're going to do...
Then we are going to make spinach and artichoke, hot spinach and artichoke
dip. And then...
And we're going to follow it up because we have to have something sweet. We're going to make the simplest called O. Henry bars. Peanut butter, cornflakes, chocolate.
How could you go wrong? Peanut butter, cornflakes, and chocolate. We're going to show how it all comes together. We're going to start with our pimento cheese. So Jill, what do we need to make pimento cheese?
Well, the first thing that we need is your basic good quality cheese. I go with a couple different color of extra sharp cheddar cheese and a sharp cheddar cheese, and just try to, it mixes nicely. You want that sharp flavor because you have a lot of mayonnaise and other things that kind of blend it, make it bland. So you're going to shred those cheeses, which is super easy.
So you're using an extra sharp or just sharp?
I'm using, this is a sharp, this yellow cheddar. And then I've got a New York extra sharp cheddar.
Nice.
You can use any cheese you want. I've used pepper jack. I've used other cheeses.
Oh, you can use pepper jack.
You can, and you don't want it to be too mild.
Ah, okay. So talk about mildness. Okay.
Well, I guess again, this is such an easy snack to make, and it really depends on your preference. I mean, I might like mine with jalapenos in it.
Okay.
You might like yours just, more of a mild flavor.
Not with jalapenos.
No.
So it's really nice to know that you can add some other things to the pimento cheese. I never even thought about adding hot peppers to the pimento cheese, honestly.
I just love it. That's my favorite. I like it with jalapenos in it or some kind of hot pepper.
That sounds delicious.
And then I have some of it shredded. So, the cheese is the most important. And let me say this, it is worth it to shred your own cheese. When you buy cheese in the package, it usually has flour or some kind of additive. Cellulose, yes, and we don't really want to eat that. And also, you want those big, large shreds. I think that makes a prettier cheese, so you're going to want to do that.
So you added mayonnaise. So here we've got our red peppers in there.
So that's your base. Now, when I make mine, I don't add cream cheese unless I'm putting it on a burger or I'm stuffing jalapeno peppers.
And why is that?
You need the stiffness of the cream cheese for that, but as a dip and a spread on crackers, I don't like it too thick.
Okay. All right, so that makes sense.
So next we're going to add, this is also variable, whatever you like to do. There's a little bit of dried chopped chives, a little bit of fresh parsley, granulated garlic. And I don't use fresh garlic because it's just a little too pungent. You don't want it to take over.
It does have that hot flavor to it if you don't cook it.
You have to be a little careful. Yeah.
Yes.
This is cayenne pepper, so I'm only going to add a little.
Just a little bit of cayenne pepper.
I'm not going to add all of that. And then I like to add a little bit of Worcestershire to mine.
Okay.
To a lot of things that I make. So you've got those ingredients. You're going to mix this up and you are ready to go. If you have fresh mayonnaise and you have nice fresh cheese, you can put this in a closed container in the refrigerator and it's going to last 7 to 10 days.
Oh, nice.
So this is a super nice thing to have. I've known Southern neighbors that always keep this made in the refrigerator.
I've known people that say they always have pimento cheese. I know people who say they give it away as gifts. They use it all. Pimento cheese it's a Southern staple.
It is.
It is definitely. I'd never heard about it until I came down south. And it's just one of those things that you hear about constantly.
It's delicious, and you can use it for so many different things. Like I said, on a burger, in a pepper, with crackers, and it's really nice to give as a gift. By the spoonful, exactly, or a grilled cheese. Makes a great grilled cheese.
Look at all the colors in there.
And so, yeah,
That's
see
fabulous.
the two colored cheeses
Yeah.
make it kind of nice. So
That's a good idea, the two colored cheeses, because then that adds to the red and the green, and that's beautiful. And so this is ready to go now, isn't it?
that is ready to go in a vessel and
And the
be
flavors
eaten.
meld and get better.
They do. If you leave it a couple hours in the refrigerator, it's going to taste. It's
And
going to taste a lot
overnight,
better.
even better.
Mhm.
This is ready to go. Next, we are going to move on to crab rangoons. Crab rangoons, you said, is one of your family's favorite Christmas things, right?
It is one of my family's favorites, and really it should be for a dinner party. But I made the decision to make them one year for one of the holidays, and everybody loved them. So now it's like a big family affair. However, there are rules. Like you have to learn how to wrap them. And now, as we've gotten older and tired of wrapping them over a decade and a half, you can wrap as many, you can eat as many as you can wrap.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But
Okay.
they are fantastic, and they freeze really well before you fry them.
Okay.
So that's, they're easy. They're just a little bit of work.
What's in them?
So cream cheese is your first ingredient.
And does this cream cheese need to be soft?
It does need to be softened
Okay.
a little bit. Then a touch of salt, not too much.
Right.
Granulated garlic, another one of my favorite ingredients.
I
This
love
is
granulated
roasted.
garlic.
You don't want to put raw fresh garlic in here because you're frying them, and they're going to have this overwhelming taste.
Right, right.
Horseradish to your taste.
Oh, horseradish.
And I recommend putting more than you think. When you taste the filling and adjust it, put more horseradish than you think you're going to need, because it kind of gets lost in that cream cheese and it gets a little bit mild. I don't know if you've ever gone to the restaurant where you get the crab rangoon and it tastes just like
Just
cream
mild.
cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit of soy. And then what I'm going to do is, don't use fresh crab. I've tried it both ways. Fresh crab is a beautiful ingredient, but it's very watery. So it dilutes this.
Makes it
doesn't stay well in the crab rangoon, and it kind of loses. You really don't need that crab in there. So surimi, which is artificial crab, is also good when you have people that have shellfish allergies.
That's a good idea, yes. It's made from pollock, actually.
It's made from pollock, and
so it's not shellfish.
It's a really readily available ingredient.
It
now.
really is.
It's in your grocery stores.
You find it a lot in some Asian cooking.
And then I use this because it helps my hand not to have to do all that work, and it shreds it just perfectly
Breaks
nice.
it up. And there it is.
And it's done. So this can be made up way ahead of time, put in the refrigerator. We always do a big batch of this and make it up and have it ready so that we're ready for wrapping. So the filling just
Ready to go.
ready to go.
All right. Jill, how do we wrap our rangoons?
So super easy. What you want to do is make sure you have like a little bit damp paper towel or kitchen towel, because as you're wrapping, these are just simple wonton wrappers that you can buy in the grocery store. No, I do not make my own.
Right.
If somebody does it better, I'm going to buy it from them. So
And the dough is kind of thin, so you keep
And
it
it is.
covered so it doesn't dry out on you.
what we've done is we put our filling into a little smaller bowl, which will make it easier. You need just a little dipping bowl of water, and I'm going to go along the top two edges, kind of in a triangle there. So you do not want to get greedy with the filling, because people tend to, and I do the same thing. I'll probably do it
They
in
want
one
a
of these.
big juicy dumpling, right?
You do, and what happens is it comes out. So it
It's
pops
too
out of
much.
the fryer and it ends up in the oil. So you take that, and there's a million ways to wrap these. This is just how I've done it. Make that into a triangle, get a little bit more water, and then we just like to do it like in a little purse. It's easy to pick up that way.
Like you do little tortellinis.
Super
You see
easy.
'em. Oh yeah, they're cute.
Okay. And then this
They're
process is
cute.
just, there could be wine involved. That's okay.
How about champagne?
Wine
Can we
and
put
champagne, bubbles, even better.
We could do sake. We could do all kinds of things, but just have a party while you do it.
So again, that might be a little too much. And if it is, just go back and take some
a
out.
little out.
So this is just,
This is a really
Repeat,
easy thing to
repeat,
do
right.
because you already have the wrappers made. The filling was
I
simple.
remember you had someone on the show that made pierogies, and he was talking about how it was a family thing and that all the kids got involved because young children are their fingers are limber and small, so get them started early on the crab rangoons because they end up liking them. So we got to get them involved in the making process.
Yeah, everybody who's going to eat them should be involved in the making process.
So
that's just fair.
It is fair. And start early. These now are ready to either go into the oil at about 350 degrees, and they literally take less than a minute to cook. Your pollock, everything is safe to eat in the filling already.
There's really no raw ingredients in there.
No.
We're really just cooking the shell.
You're just cooking this. So you do these, or the other thing that you can do is if you'd like to do it for a holiday or something like that, you can make these ahead of time to this point, and then you lay them on sheet pans, freeze them, and then you can bag them, and then they can be put right in the fryer from that frozen.
So you don't have to thaw them out. Oh, good. Oh, that's a handy thing to do.
That's a really handy make ahead. I like to do things ahead because what I've found over the years is that entertaining, I really wanted to be, fancy and make Martha Stewart, jealous. But what happens is people, first of all, I can't do it. I can't meet the bar. And secondly, people are not really that comfortable when you do that. The more you are comfortable and the more you're enjoying yourself, the more that your company is. So anything that can be done ahead is great.
And if you're planning a party, if you're having people coming over for a big football game, or you're having people come over for a family gathering or something, do yourself a favor and have some of this stuff done ahead of time. So all you have to do is put it out or heat it up, and then you can enjoy the game, you can enjoy your family, you can enjoy whatever.
And of course, the best part of the crab rangoons, first of all, 6 of these at the restaurant are expensive.
Yeah.
You can make a whole lot for very little money. Yeah. And the best part about it is the plum sauce that we're going to make next.
So what ingredients do you need for the plum sauce? That just sounds delicious.
So super simple. Sometimes it's hard to find plum jam. I found it a little bit difficult this time. You can buy prepared plum sauce. So if you want to take that step out, it's okay. But this is delicious. It makes a big batch, and it's pretty good on some other things I can say as well.
I could imagine it probably is really good on chicken.
It is, and fish. So fish? you have crushed pineapple, and if you only have diced pineapple or pineapple in a can, just go ahead and zhuzh it up with the hand blender. We've got a cup of rice wine vinegar, a cup of water, a cup of sugar, and a little bit of soy sauce. Okay.
Gotta have some salt.
And what we're going to do is we're going to let this cook to a boiling point. And then what we're going to do, which most of the sauces that you see in a good Asian restaurant, they're going to do something that's called a slurry.
Okay, what are you going to do here?
Just cornstarch, a little bit of cold water. I'm probably going to make a little mess here because cornstarch tends to, I don't know what causes it, but it tends to pop around. I don't know why that is.
Jill, I'm taking these out. These look fantastic.
They
look
do.
At them.
Those look
nice
great.
And golden brown.
And I've got the sauce boiling.
And you're adding your slurry.
So I'm going to go ahead and add my cornstarch slurry, and that thickens it up. And you want to boil that for about a minute, just to thicken this up.
Yeah, you don't want to boil cornstarch too long, or else it just takes all the thickening power right on out.
So we're going to boil that, and what I did was, once you get it to this point, you want it to cool to room temperature.
Okay.
And in order to do that, what I've done is I've made, this sauce is already complete, and so what I'm going to do is, it's room temperature.
So you're just going to switch them out.
So I'm going to go ahead and add my plum jam.
So that's
and if
how
you can't find plum,
finish.
Use apricot or peach.
Oh, good idea.
Plum is the first, but don't worry if you can't find it.
It's like trying to find red currant jam. You can only find it at certain times of the year.
Certain times of the year, you're right. So watch how beautiful this ends up being. The color ends up being. I'll use my.
Yeah, grab your whisk.
And once you whisk that plum jam into there, that sauce is ready to dip those
that's the cooled one, right?
Rangoons. This is the cooled one.
Why don't you add the plum to the hot?
It's much thicker when you do that.
You get that jam.
So it's not melting into there. And see, and that is just.
Oh, look at it. Oh, it looks fantastic.
It's so pretty. And it's so delicious.
Boy, does that smell good.
Doesn't it smell good?
Plum jam's done. Rangoons are done. We have 2 more things we need to make, right?
We do.
And both of them are rather quick, correct? We are making a really popular snack, spinach artichoke dip.
This is my daughter's favorite. It's super easy to make. Again, make it ahead, bake it off on the day of, just before the party or whatever. You can make your own cream spinach, but again, that is also not necessary. But cream spinach is really easy to make. It's just basically with a white sauce and some added cream cheese. So you've got your artichoke hearts that we've already chopped.
Can you buy them already chopped?
You can buy them already chopped now.
So that doesn't make any difference?
So that doesn't.
Okay.
Cream spinach. There's a couple brands I like, but cream spinach itself can be bought in the frozen section. Making this again a super,
so you
put
have
this
the
together
option
in 5
of
minutes.
Doing fresh or frozen.
Correct.
So if you're really clever and you want to make it at home, be clever. And if not, you want to go the easy route, buy it. Because I would buy it sometimes.
I think so when you're making a dip.
If you're making a spread, buy it.
All right. A little bit of hot sauce, your favorite hot sauce, and that's not going to make it spicy. It's just going to give it that little bit of pop, that vinegary flavor that you like to
pepper,
get.
that little comes in the background.
Granulated garlic seems to be a theme in the snack world here. A little bit of Worcestershire. Again, I like that little bit of kind of umami flavor. And then just a good quality grated Parmesan cheese.
Nice.
It needs to be grated like small.
Small, not big, not like you put
Not
on a
shredded.
pizza. Right.
Right. Unlike our pimento cheese. This is a quick mix up. You're going to heat your oven to 350 degrees.
Already hot.
And I'm going to get a nice vessel to put this in.
There you go.
And it cooks for about somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes.
Will that work?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right.
Somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes till it's nice and golden bubbly on top. And possibly about 5 minutes before it comes out, you can put some more Parmesan cheese on top, or you can put this 5 Italian blend or anything like that, just to put a little bit on top, and then you can even garnish it with maybe some smoked paprika.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Something like that, just to make it look pretty. And that is one of always the favorite thing.
Oh, I know.
At the parties.
I know. Every time I put it out, people go, "What is this?" And you tell them, and they're like, it's just a simple ingredient.
This is just a really good recipe, and it's not. A lot of them, a little bit on top. A lot of them have a bigger ratio of spinach, and I find that that's sometimes a little assertive. This is a very smooth, creamy, mild dip.
So we'll put it in the oven.
So this is going to go into our 350-degree oven. 20 to 30 minutes, you can check it.
Next, we are making O. Henry bars.
Super simple, peanut butter, chocolate, sugar.
Let's make it. Let's make it. Into the pot.
All right. First, we have 1 cup of light corn syrup. Now remember, these are vintage recipes. They're from the 70s.
Right.
We didn't know about corn syrup then, so it's still a good ingredient.
But now you can find it with all the non-GMO and all that other kind of stuff.
And then we add a little sugar on top of that.
Just a little sugar.
And all we want to do with that is we're going to melt that. We're going to get it to a boil.
Okay.
And we're going to start to add our peanut butter. I like to add a little bit of vanilla extract. And you can wait and add it toward the end. You can do it, blend it in. It just gives it a little more flavor.
You want to get this all stirred up before you add your peanut butter, right?
Right, because our peanut butter is going to go in, and then we want to be kind of gentle when we put the cornflakes in so that they don't get all completely crushed. This is a good stovetop treat. Doesn't have to go in the oven or anything, so it's nice for those hot days sometimes. And what you'll see is it's starting to bubble.
It's starting to boil.
So you want it to boil, and you want this will get kind of clear. And as that gets clear...
And that means the sugar's melted.
Correct. So that means the sugar's melting in. You get it to kind of a clear stage. It takes maybe a minute or two. Just be patient. You don't want it too high, but you do want it almost medium high at least.
Yes, at least.
Then we have our peanut butter. I was talking to someone earlier. Again, use sun butter is perfectly fine. So if you want to use sunflower butter, that'll work just as well. Almond.
And do you suggest chunky or smooth? I
personally like chunky. I'm glad you asked that question.
I like chunky too.
Most people like smooth, and it's in there like that, but I like the cornflakes have a crunch, and then the peanut butter or the nut butter have a crunch. Now we can take it off the heat. We're just going to melt our peanut butter.
And do be careful with that sugar, because once sugar boils, it is hot, and it will give you a healthy burn, and one you will not forget.
No.
You'll be wearing that badge of honor for a while. Probably
We've
forever.
Done it. So
I think we all have at some point, haven't we?
Yes, for sure. So you're gonna blend that in, and if you want to, Pamela, if you want to continue to blend that in, what I'm going to do is just take the cornflakes, our cornflakes, we're gonna put them into a pretty large bowl so that we can mix well.
Now, is that a box?
It's 6 cups.
Okay.
So it's about a half of one of the big cereal boxes. The sizes are different now, so we don't ever know what we're getting.
I know. They look the same size, but they're a lot less. They look the same,
but they're not. So I'm going to prepare our pan, and I'm going to make it a little bit easier by taking a little bit of parchment paper. If I was in class with you, I would be cutting it correctly, but I did a pretty fast, sloppy job here, and all of a sudden I realized that. But I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You are just fine.
But what you do is, if you just layer this with parchment paper, it's going to make them super easy. They're kind of a sticky, they're kind of like Rice Krispie treats.
Right.
So when you put them in the pan, you want a little bit of cooking spray, and you want to be able to take this out easily. So by putting that parchment
And leaving it hang over,
and letting it hang over,
become your handles.
they become your handles, and then you can pull that right out and cut those bars so nicely.
We're going to show them that too, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think we're ready for...
Yeah, this is all nice and blended and melted. We'll let you take over.
Okay. Again, super easy to make, to put together. It really is like putting together Rice Krispie treats, and then you have the chocolate layer on top. Now, kids will love to be involved if you give them a pair of gloves, cooking gloves, let them spray their hands with the cooking spray and let them get right in here and mix this all together.
Then they're going to want to lick their gloves.
Yes. Yes, and I've seen it done. By children, of course.
Yes, of course. No adults would
not
want to
me.
do that.
I've never done it, but
No, I wouldn't do that either.
maybe with crunchy peanut butter.
Oh, maybe. I don't know, but no one's looking.
Yeah. Okay, so we fold all that in to make sure it's all distributed.
Nice and coated.
You want to make sure you get all that peanut butter sugar goodness. And you do want to do this fairly quickly while it's still warm.
Yeah,
and put it
because
in your
it'll seize
pan.
up once it gets cold again.
Well, what'll happen is you want to put your chocolate chips in there
While it's hot.
while it's hot.
Yeah. There you go.
Now, you can use an 8x8 pan and make real thick bars, which I'm doing, or you can make a 9x13 and you can make thinner bars and it goes longer. So just depends. It's just a personal
Depends on
preference.
who your audience is, right?
Correct. But see how these are going to be thick. You are going to
Press them down.
press them down.
Just like you do the Rice Krispie treats.
Correct. I mean, they just really
Press
are
it
the
in.
same. It's the same method. Good thing to make with kids when, I mean, you have to be careful with that sugar mixture for sure.
Mm-hmm. And the cereal has sugar in it too, so if you wanted to do a sugar-free version, you'd have to go with sugar-free everything.
Yeah, this is a difficult one to do.
Yeah,
Then while that's
wouldn't
warm,
be Henry bars.
you're gonna take 12 ounces of chocolate chips.
Which is about a whole bag, isn't it?
It is a whole bag.
Yeah, it used to be a pound.
I know. Yeah, it's getting smaller all the time. So you put these on here, and in a perfect world, if you leave them here 5 minutes, they're going to melt.
Okay.
I've had times where that did not happen. So if it doesn't, you're going to stick it in an oven like at 200 degrees,
Just
5
let it
minutes,
melt.
not even. And then you're going to take a spatula and you're going to spread that out, and this goes right into the refrigerator,
Okay.
and it's all set to go and get cut.
And they look like this when they're all done. Jill, show us how to get those O. Henry bars out of the pan. We've already got those chilled. Look how easy that is.
See? Look how easy that is. So, I mean, you can take the
Parchment paper's your best
parchment
friend.
right off of there,
You got a clean pan.
and you've got a clean pan. I might clean it again, and then you can cut these any way that you so desire. We could cut them like one for you,
Okay.
one for me.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh, okay. or we could cut them into smaller squares so we could share.
Hear the crunch. Hear the crunch.
It's just that old school. I mean, it smells a little bit like a Reese's peanut butter
It
cup,
really
but it has
does.
that cereal texture and everything.
It really does. And what an easy dessert. I mean, really, put this out for a crowd.
So, okay, now we get the difference. This is the thicker version,
And
so
the
it depends on
thinner
what
pan.
ratio you like. If you like your chocolate ratio to be, a little
Can you
bit more of
see?
the peanut butter.
You can see on top the thicker pan she was talking about. You can see on the bottom the smaller ones that she was talking about with the 9x13 pan. Here is your O. Henry bars. All right, Jill. Oh, here's our spinach artichoke dip. Woo! Woo! Now look at this. Oh, yes. Put it on a plate with some things you could dip in there and get big juicy bites from. Look at this, y'all. Here we come with our spinach artichoke dip. I'm going colorful side towards you. Here we go. Spinach artichoke dip. Ready for dipping. I can't wait to dip into that. And then, Jill, you have our, ooh, you put the jalapeno in there.
But it's safe because you can just eat around it.
Okay, because you want to dip into that too. We're going to do some of these crab rangoons. We're going to put these on the plate. And you're going to dish us up some of the plum sauce there that go with these lovely things. Oh, these look
Don't you
so
love the color of
fantastic.
this?
I love it. I like everything. I was like, wish I was coming to this party.
Well, I think you should.
I think I'll invite myself.
You're invited.
Here we go. Put these on here. I'll put this up here. Here's our crab rangoons. Look how cute they are. And our plum sauce, because you gotta have your plum sauce with your crab. And there you go, folks. Thanks, Jill. Oh my gosh, we did a lot.
We did
Look
a
at what we
lot.
did. We did so much. We did spinach artichoke. We did the pimento cheese. We did crab rangoons and plum sauce and O. Henry bars.
We got a pretty complete thing
We
here.
do. We've got a great little party going on here. And we can always add more stuff. And your cookbook is full of stuff that we could add to this buffet to fill it out. Thank you for watching this episode of Charlotte Cooks. If you want to grab these recipes, you can send me an email at Pamela, Pamela.Roberts, ROBERTS @cpcc.edu, and I will send you a link to all of our season's recipes that you can find on our website, or you can go search on our website yourself at pbscharlotte.org. Thank you for watching this episode, and thank you, Jill, for joining me on Charlotte Cooks.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.
A production of PBS Charlotte.